Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Ming has made up her mind, and we're also going to be talking about the Transformer and her ghostwriter song seemingly flopping. And at the same time, Ashanti penned a very heartfelt message for Irv Gotti, and we're also going to be discussing about this entire payola thing that's being discussed amongst TikTok influencers. Now, these are some of the things that we will be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about Ming Luan. Now, Ming, yesterday when I spoke about this entire situation with Ming and Natalie Nan linking up, a part of me was just like, well, maybe it's just promo. She's not actually going to be joining Baddies because what is this? Well, Lemmy himself even confirmed that Ming is actually going to be joining the cast. Now, you guys, at this point, I don't even know what this girl is up to. I don't know what sort of a career does she want to have. You see? Because, I mean, joining a reality TV is one thing, but for that particular reality TV to be baddies, I'm just like, go, I hope you know what you're doing. Because I do see people provoking her using her sister, okay, to get a reaction from her. And whatever she's going to do on that show is going to be turned into something that it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? For example, if someone comes for Nicki Minaj, pokes her through her sister and she reacts, well, she's going to be labeled, all sorts of stereotypes and names and stuff like that. And if she doesn't react, they will obviously push the narrative that, well, even Nicki Minaj's own sister doesn't even like her because she wasn't even fighting for her sister. So whatever she does on that show, she is exposing herself. And I do hope that she is ready for, everything that's going to come with that, okay? Because it's not always going to be positive. Well, when has Betty's ever been positive, to be honest? Okay, it's actually going to be negative, okay, regardless. But anyway, if she likes it, we absolutely love it. Now, I did see Kalisa coming through and showing her support. And I'm like, the moment you see Kalisa supporting any of your decisions, yeah, I think you have to just do the opposite because when has Kalisa ever given anyone good advice? The moment you see Kalisa supporting you, if you wanted to drink water, please don't drink that water. If you wanted to run, please come sit down. Okay. When you see Kalisa being on your side, just know you're doing something wrong. So Kalisa said, my baby up next, and don't y'all start no ish about her using her sister's name because that's what sisters are for. As long as she uses it positively, that's a God-given right. Okay. And I'm like, to begin with, there is nothing positive about Betty's. This is exactly what I said. Do the opposite of what Kalisa tells you to do, okay? As long as she's using it positively, how? What positivity comes out of a show like this? Kalisa. Before you know it, mean you're going to be turned into a little Kushan rock. Don't do it. Anyway, another person who seemingly is supporting Ming is Lola Brooke because after the announcement, Lola rushed to follow Ming Lee, and Ming Lee was super excited about it. And she said, "How I feel about Lola following me back to, attached a little video of her celebrating." And Lola Brooke reposted that and said, "Girl, don't amp me like that. Hey, my love, congratulations on Betty's Gone Wild, by the way." Like, is this something you can Ming? Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys. We're going to talk about the Transformer. So you guys do know that the Transformer has got a song with a ghostwriter, and honestly speaking, I just have to comment the Barbz for how they've been handling this release because it has been crickets on internet. Okay, even with a music video, it was still crickets. Okay, to the point where I was like, okay, let me check how the views are going, and yeah. You're right, you guessed right. It is actually flopping. And I'm afraid if this is the quality of music that she's going to be coming, or if this is how much hype she's going to get for her own songs when they do come out, I'm afraid we might be witnessing the end of an era because what is this? Literally no noise about it. Nothing. Like, oh my God, even with a music video, I just couldn't believe it. But anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about Carisha and the baby. It seems like Carisha has also dropped a song with the baby. I don't know what that song is about. I don't know what Carisha was thinking. I don't know what the song is supposed to do. I don't know what she was expecting the song to achieve, but it's not giving, okay? It is not giving. Their voices are not going, blending well together. It's an absolute mess, in my own opinion. I don't know who asked for that, who actually did ask for that song. I really don't know. Okay, did you guys ask for a Carisha and the baby collaboration? And not to mention that, Carisha, you're not a ghost girl, because why are you working with the baby when the baby was out here going against Megan the Stallion? Like, I don't understand why girls do stuff like this. Why would you work on someone who's going against black women? Why? The baby is a bad guy. He goes against black women. He went against Megan the Stallion. So I don't understand. You know what? She's not a ghost girl. She's absolutely not a ghost girl. Cut off. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about Ashanti, okay? Please tell me Ashanti is the name of an angel from heaven, because this girl is mature. This girl is graceful. I love how she handled this entire Irv Gotti situation, because you guys do know that when he passed away, not everyone is as mature as Ashanti, okay? We had 50 going out there still acting crazy even after the passing of that man. But Ashanti said, listen, I'm going to take the higher route. Okay, so this is the message that Ashanti decided to pen. Personally, for Ashanti to not come out here saying anything crazy or negative, she had already, earned my respect. But for her to actually pen a letter like this, for me, I'm just like, man, you must be an angel. So this is what she wrote. She said, I cannot believe things ended like this, and it makes me so sad. We weren't on the best terms in the past few years, but as I've always said, through our ups and downs, I'll forever be grateful for everything that you've done for me. We made history, and that will remain infinite. I've always respected your musical genius and ability to push me to be my best. All the greatness and positive things that came far outweigh the dark and negative times. I've always prayed for you to find peace. Sending love and prayers to the entire family. Rest well, rest in peace, Irv. Okay, now this is how you show loyalty to somebody that gave you an opportunity. Literally a round of applause to Ashanti for being able to do that. Please clap in your houses. Yeah, I really did find this very mature. It's very classy. Honestly, well done, Ashanti. Very proud, super proud. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about TikTokers that are exposing payola. They are saying that payola is still well, it's happening, it's alive. This person is out here detailing how certain record labels, according to them, they are claiming that up to 3 record labels have approached them, to basically give their artists a promo. So those little TikTokers that you see that will be making those, TikToks in support of certain women and stuff like that, allegedly some of them are actually getting paid. And this person said that like they don't have a problem with record labels paying for PR. It has been done since the beginning of time, even before social media was there. There's always been payola. There's always been paid promo through tabloids, PR stunts. These things have been done in the past. However, when it comes to social media, majority of the monetized platforms on social media do require you to disclose if it is a paid partnership, if it is a paid promo. You have to disclose it so that people can know that, well, this is not just because you think so, but you're being paid to say that. They do require that you do that. And if you're caught, not letting people know that you're getting paid for your opinion, then, they will, if they do find out, you might be at a risk of your platforms getting, facing consequences and stuff like that. So this particular TikToker is saying that, well, that's not what they wanted for their platforms, but these record labels, after this TikToker said that, you know what, if I'm to say this, I would need to disclose to people that this was sponsored or this is a paid partnership or something like that. And the record labels did not want that at all. And so the person does say that after that, they realized that, well, maybe some other TikTokers are actually taking this hush money. I'm going to call it hush money because, I mean, if you have to keep it a secret, then it's not clean money, in my own opinion. But anyway, I will insert what the TikToker had to say at the end of the video. And the next thing that we're going to be talking about, Ye has revealed that there is a certain company that approached him to basically steal people's money. Okay, that's what he's saying. So he revealed a text message where he was being asked to promote a fake currency and something like that, and afterwards then claimed that it is that his account had been hacked. Yeah, he did drop the receipts to that. And surprisingly, the company, the text message, they actually do open up that, well, they're going to be taking money from innocent citizens, blah, 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 and they're going to make so much money. And in return, they would give Kanye West 2 million. Now, first of all, how dense do you have to be? Okay, at least look at the people that you're approaching. You think Kanye West is going to take you that's a person who's been billionaire twice. And you think that they're going to scam people for 2 million? Are you serious? Kanye of all the people. That's just daft in my own opinion. But that being said, it also made me think there are a couple of female rappers in the past years that have done the same exact thing of promoting a seeming coin and then saying that my account was hacked. Oh my God, you guys, I cannot believe this. Now I'm just thinking and questioning. So were all these girls actually hacked? Or were they just faking it so that they can get the money? Like, this is absolutely sad, you guys. I cannot believe. Flomilli was one of them. I don't remember. Cousin Sloth, I think, and she said she was hacked. Doja Cat, I saw Doja Cat, doing that whole entire post and delete thing, and them claiming that, well, they were hacked. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that people would do something so evil. Anyway, those are the goals for you. Goals. Oh my God, they're doing all of this. Goes my food. Like literally having no morals, coming the people that actually support you. Because if you're promoting that on your social platforms, it means that the people that follow you, the people that support you, are the ones you're targeting. And you would actually go stoop that low. I'm ashamed of these girls. Oh my God. But that being said, yeah, I will insert what this TikToker had to say, you guys, so that you can hear for yourself when, we say that payola is still alive and thriving. And they also emphasize that, well, it's usually around the Grammy time. So, I mean, from what he's saying, I want you guys to dig on your own, who they might be talking about, who they may be referring to. Like, who do you think was out here looking for support just before the Grammys so that they can justify them getting the Grammys, okay? Because, I mean, and that also supports the point that these people know who's going to be winning, because how are you going to ask someone to justify your Grammy if you don't know that you're going to get it? You see? So it means that these labels knew that their artists were going to get it. So now beforehand, they wanted these TikTokers to legitimize, the wins. It's actually rather sad. But anyway, you guys, after I insert this, I don't think that I'm going to be coming back. So yeah, thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. And until my next one, see you
in 2025. I am probably majorly shooting myself in the foot by sharing this information with you, but I have built a brand as a content creator, being honest and transparent about my feelings and thoughts about pop culture and especially about music. So I feel like there's this big, almost, it's not a conspiracy, but it's a plot. There's a big plot going on behind the scenes in the music industry, and no one else is going to tell you about it, so I might as well. So here's the story from A to Z. Basically, your favorite artist's record label, I'm talking like the biggest record labels, are reaching out to influencers and trying to get them to do undisclosed sponsorships, promoting artists, and acting as though what they are saying is native content and not branded content, meaning that They want to pay you money, me money actually, because I'm the one that's getting approached by these labels. They want to pay me money to have me talk positively about an artist and not disclose to you while I'm telling you about them that I have in fact been paid to do so. I don't want to judge because, everybody needs to get their coin, get their check somewhere. I know for a fact there are a lot of influencers that are doing this, that are taking the money from the record labels and saying the talking points, doing the bullet point lists of what the labels want you to say about their favorite artists, while everybody's Grammy campaigning, and not disclosing the fact that they were paid to do so. This has now happened to me on 3 separate occasions with 3 different labels, and it is shocking to me how these labels are conducting themselves in negotiations. I don't actually negotiate any of my brand deals directly. I have managers, the wonderful and gorgeous Katie and Morgan from FWB Talent, and their whole thing is that they are like an ethical management company. And they're very diligent and careful about who we work with to protect themselves and also to protect us, the influencers, and our brands. So undisclosed sponsorships are a thing that my management really does not entertain even for a moment, and also that I don't entertain because I would never be able to feel that I was being honest with you by lying about being paid to say something. I'm always going to let you know if there's a sponsorship or if something has been exchanged. Not every label is like this, I will say. I have had experiences where I've been gifted things, like I've been able to listen to an album early, or I've been able to go to a concert, and for those things I've always said I need to disclose, and everybody that I've worked with in that capacity has said absolutely no problem, go ahead. And it's really when money changes hands that I start to feel very uncomfortable about being asked to specifically hide the fact that I have been paid to say something. One of the label people even called my manager and let her know on the phone that she was deliberately calling her so that they wouldn't get this in writing, and specifically asked them to tell me not to disclose the advertisement. They weren't even going to have me bury it in a hashtag. It was no acknowledgement that this was paid for whatsoever. Just talk positively about this artist. I can't. I literally can't. I wish that I was a person of lower standards or, a smarter person. Maybe the smart thing to do would be to just shut up and take my check and go, but I can't. And I also love and respect my managers for fighting for me on my behalf and pushing back and saying, we simply must disclose. Every time it gets to that very point blank period, black and white, we're going to need an obvious disclosure, the conversation peters off. The label decides to go in a different direction. They go with someone else. Most recently, there was for a newer artist that I have spoken about before. Their team reached out to me and we got quite far in negotiations of me doing a branded partnership with them where I would talk about this artist's accomplishments authentically because I believe it, but also I would disclose the fact that there was, a paid partnership involved. And they were all gung-ho about it. We had a number sorted. We had a go live date tentatively. We had content outlines. We were literally into actual contract negotiations. And when my managers put a red line in about the fact that there needed to be an obvious disclosure, all of a sudden, it's crickets. And then we've decided to go in a different direction. And you know what? Go in a different direction, babes. Go in a different direction. Please don't hit me up again. So let me just make this an announcement to the major labels. Stop trying to get me to break the law. I will not break FTC disclosure laws to make a TikTok for you. Okay? Capiche? I would really love to work with labels and artists to promote work that I love and care about in a way that is authentic and honest. And if I can't develop a relationship with either a label or an artist that allows me to be transparent and allows me to be honest, then there's no point having a relationship. I can sit here and make my TikToks and say what I need to say. And I also want to say this to the viewers and the consumers because I feel like you have a right to know when something is being advertised to you or pushed to you. And I really recommend that you just take a second glance at all of the pop culture commentators who are, I don't know, maybe they've recently changed their tune. Maybe they're rattling off a bunch of statistics and you've never heard them talk like that before. Just be aware that this is going on behind the scenes. And I know that there's been some other chatter within startups in this space, in the music tech space, that music influencers and disclosing brand partnerships is a gray area because there's no product being exchanged and there's nothing being sold, but there is something being sold. I'm selling an artist's reputation to you. I'm selling an artist's record to you. I'm making an argument for why they deserve to win an award, for example. That to me is not a gray area. That's a very black and white area. You are being paid to say something. And even if you would have said it otherwise, the fact that money has exchanged hands does actually impact the honesty and the truthfulness of what you're saying. I don't really want to put the specific label or the artist on blast because I feel as though a lot of these artists probably don't know that the label's marketing people are doing this behind their backs, but I'm sure if they did know about it, they would have a problem with it because It's illegal. Let's start there. It is illegal not to disclose a sponsorship as an influencer when it comes to any brand deal whatsoever. Even if you are gifted something and you don't tell people that it's gifted, you are violating the FTC guidelines. They have gotten more and more strict over the years. And, you can't also like bury things in hashtags. You have to be upfront and honest, transparent. You have to make it easy for the viewer to see that you are being paid to say something. And a lot of people just don't want to follow that. I've noticed on TikTok, especially, like disclosure is really bad. But I didn't realize that clearly there is an industry of like record labels paying pop culture commentators to say stuff. I think this is especially nefarious because it's a lot more difficult to tell when someone is actually being, paid to do something when there isn't a product or an exchange on offer. Like if I'm using a moisturizer and I have a lot of followers and I'm talking about how much I love it, you, the viewer, might with your own discretion be like, I wonder if you were paid to say that. If you're coming across a Swiftologist video on your TikTok, I would hope that you're not thinking, oh, he's being paid by someone to say this opinion. Is alive and well in 2025. I am probably majorly shooting myself in the foot by sharing this information with you, but I have built a brand talking about how much I love it. You, the viewer, might with your own discretion be like, I wonder if you were paid to say that. If you're coming across a Swiftologist video on your TikTok, I would hope that you're not thinking, oh, he's being paid by someone to say this opinion, to say that he doesn't like hit me hard and soft or whatever it is. Nobody would pay me to say that. I say that for free and I get in trouble. And that's the whole point of my brand. I am always trying to give you my unfiltered, honest opinions, regardless of whether I get backlash, regardless of whether it's a kosher thing to say in the general pop culture world or not, which is why I don't really care to kind of like bulldoze my relationship with these labels, because to me, there's no point in having a relationship with any of these labels if they are trying to get me to do these covert sponsorships. I'm not interested in having that relationship. It doesn't feel honest to me. It doesn't feel honest to my audience. I think that it would be very easy. It would be very easy and tempting to take however many thousands of dollars they want to offer you to sit there and rattle off a bunch of things that you like about an artist. But in the long run of building a brand and being a person of integrity, I don't want to do that. I can't entertain that. So if calling that out bulldozes the relationship, unfortunately, I'm okay with that because there is no relationship, because I'm not doing an undisclosed sponsorship. Don't ask. Please stop asking. It's basically what I'm saying. If you're a label and you want me to talk about your artist, you want me to feature your artist in a video, talk positively about them, recommend songs to my audience, I will, one, only do that if I actually like the artist and enjoy their music. And two, I will only do that for you if you are paying me, if I can let my audience know that we have a relationship, right? What's really frustrating about this especially is some of the artists that were pitched to me to do this with are people that I love and I would talk about for free, and I have talked about for free, would gladly talk about all of their accomplishments and hype them up, but I'm not willing to do that after I've been paid by the label. I would rather give them their flowers in my own time when I feel like it, rather than accept a check and do something inauthentic. For a split second, the thought did cross my mind. I was like, these are artists that I love anyway. Like, I would talk about them constantly. No one would ever know that it was a covert sponsorship, but I would know. I would know, and I would not be able to sleep at night, because that's not the behavior of someone who has integrity and respect for their audience, because I respect my audience so much. I think that you guys are so smart and so clever, and I take your trust in me and my recommendations and my views really seriously. So like, I would never compromise that